I guess we should start now. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Okay, thanks. So, hello everyone. A warm welcome to the EIA Startup Fair. I am Garima Nama and I'm thrilled to introduce our keynote speaker, Vandana Tolani, founder and CEO of Convanto, awarded the Best Financial Institution for supporting startups in 2022. A top 10 women leader in wealth management 2021, Vandana brings 25 plus years of expertise supporting over 160 investments globally. Today, she'll share insights on fundraising, startup funding, and investor relations. Without further delay, let's dive into this enriching session with Vandana Tolani. Vandana, over to you.
So, hi everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are, definitely.
So, firstly, I want to thank all of you for coming at this hour at around 10 o'clock to hear me speak to all of you. And it is very, I feel a lot of gratitude when students, put in efforts to come and listen to somebody. And I hope you take some takeaways from what I'm going to speak today. Uh, I'm going to talk about my journey, and after which I want all of you to ask me questions, whether it's related to entrepreneurship, whether it's related to finance, whether you're building a startup, whether you have some stuck up issues about your life or anything. So let's make it an interactive session. Post time done talking about my entire journey. So already I was introduced. I was in Singapore and Jakarta for 15 years in investment banking. I headed my own family office fund, and this is my 10th year back in India. I did investments. I went back to advisory. So this Convanto has been in India since the past 10 years. We have helped 185 companies in 40 countries. We are sector agnostic. We have helped 4 VC funds with their fundraisers. We cater to small, mid-size, large-size companies in all kinds of sectors. Apart from this, I've given a 350 plus talks. They are all listed on my website and YouTube. I was the top 10 women leaders in wealth management 2021. My brand Convanto comes under the top 10 women entrepreneur brands along with Nika. Convanto was also the top 10 consulting firms in India, led by a female founder. I was also awarded as a Woman Entrepreneur of the Year 2021 and 2023. Dr. Kiran Bedi awarded us to be the best financial institution in supporting startups in India. World Women Congress awarded us to be a global woman leader. Uh, in December 2023, Times of India recognized us to be among the 15 dynamic entrepreneurs of 2023. Hindustan Times recognized us on National Startup Day in January. Gurgaon Times covered us up in the month of January itself. And I have recently been awarded by actress Hema Malini ji to be one of the leading investment banks in India. So the journey began. I will just take you back in time. That, when I was just a school girl, I remember participating in a competition with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. And but as fate would have it, I didn't win it. I came home with a heavy heart, and tears were streaming down my face. I felt like I had let myself down because you also have expectations of yourself when you are into any competition. Now, seeing my distress, my mother sat me down and shared a piece of advice that stayed with me ever since then. And she said, if you truly deserve to win, you will win. But remember, you have to work hard for it, and crying and complaining won't change the outcome. Her words were simple, but it had a major impact on me. Usually I also go for a lot of startup events in IIT, IIMs, in universities like Masters Union and others, where people do get very disheartened with failures. Now, this taught me the importance of resilience, of picking myself up after a setback and working hard towards my goals without making excuses. Um, I always, focused on myself, my productivity, rather than looking outside the 3D world and, letting that affect me. I grew up in a home where understanding money was very important. My mom taught me not just how to manage money, but also how financial products work. These lessons made me interested in business. Now, one day I read a story in the newspaper about Sudha Murthy, and the story was full of hard work, strength, good things that she did for the society, and her story actually really inspired me. And I wanted to be independent in a society where often men had more chances than women. I wanted to break free from this, and make my way. I wanted to face challenges on my own without depending on others. So that always, made me uncomfortable because I wanted to face challenges. So I like challenging situations and I was always a risk taker. Now, in those days, social norms dictated that most girls should pursue either career in medicine or, cooking maybe or fashion. It wasn't considered, a safe and respectable path for a woman to get into finance. But I was a bit different. Many women are, shut down because they have been told from the very beginning that women cannot manage money. And also, not only this, for them there is this conditioning that goes on, usually that, pink is for girls, blue is for boys, um, cooking is for girls, or dolls is for girls, and soccer is for boys. So that difference is always there. I had a keen interest in finance from very early age. I understood the value of money, the importance of having an identity of my own. I didn't want to follow the crowd. I wanted to follow my own passion. So I chose the path less traveled by girls of my time. That was the path of business. The decision wasn't easy, and choosing business meant stepping into an unknown territory, which was full of risks and uncertainties. But I loved every aspect of it. And understanding how a business functions right from its core gave me immense satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment. Now, in my early days, I actually worked as an investment banker and advisor in Jakarta. It was a role. I had my own fund over there, a family office one. It was a role that challenged me and helped me grow professionally. But deep down, I always knew I wanted to do something more. Uh, that's when I decided to start Convanto in India. I came back with my two little kids, and I had to start from the beginning again because it was a journey that I had to really think of what to start on my own, and this is what came in my mind. Convanto's full form is Consultant Vandana Tolani. Now, why I kept this name was that, in my early days, in 10 years back, people didn't understand what is investment banking. People didn't understand what all goes behind it. People didn't understand what is it to be a financial advisor. So some people would call me names, and some of them would call me consultant like that. And it was really funny. So I chose something around my name, and I thought this would be a best fit to give back to everybody that, okay, we have done it. So for me, this was a significant, exciting shift. Starting Convanto made me realize how important it is to raise funds. It's not just about having a great idea, it's also about having the resources to turn the idea into reality. I learned how to pitch my business idea to investors and secure some necessary funding also. I also discovered the power of storytelling. I realized that a compelling narrative and can captivate audiences, attract investors and inspire teams. I learned how to articulate my vision for Convanto, transforming it from mere business concept into a compelling story of innovation and potential. Now, moreover, I understood, the value of building a genuine relationships. That is networking. I was already connected with a lot of MDs of the funds, but coming back and then starting again after 15 years, you have to build some genuine relationships. I interacted with a diverse range of individuals from investors and clients to employees and partners. I learned that these relationships are the backbone of a successful business. They provide support, during challenging times and open doors to new opportunities and contribute to a fulfilling entrepreneurial journey. Now, fast forwarding it to today, I've been working in the industry for quite some time now, and the journey hasn't been smooth. There were times when I faced challenges that seemed, really, I had to pave my path towards that challenge. There were times when I questioned my decisions. I had also self doubt. But no matter how tough the situation, I never gave up. I was also very clear on what I wanted to do, and I was ready to put in the effort required to achieve it. Now, I would like to also share some quotes with you, which I strongly believe in, and some books. So, the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, really helped me because it gave me direction to move, and have a clear thought, clear understanding of how to move in a direction, and using my resources, limited resources that I had. One quote that has inspired me, it is from the Bhagavad Gita, and it says that man is made by his belief, and he believes whatever he believes in, so he is. So I also believed in myself, and what I believed in, I inculcated that to all the students who are listening to me today. My advice is that believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. Your beliefs will shape your reality, and if you believe you can achieve something, you already are halfway there. But if you don't believe that you can achieve anything, then of course you're losing out somewhere, and you need to work upon yourself. So hold on, to your dreams, work hard, and never stop believing in yourself. I remember when I came back to India, first 2 years, I was like really dicey with two little kids, having to do so much on my own, dropping them to school, picking them up from school, taking care of their homework, going to work, managing the team. So I just want to pass on this message to all of you that a great journey begins with a belief in oneself and the courage to take the first step. And I want to also thank all of you to allowing me to share my story. And I hope it serves as a source of inspiration and guidance for all of you to embark on your journey. I mean, this is the first institute that actually told me that, ma'am, you have to share your story, and you don't have to share any long PPTs. And also, I was quite impressed because every time I was sharing PPTs in all these institutes. And I also want all of you to remember that future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So dream big, work hard, and never stop believing in yourself. And I would humbly now open to all of you to ask as many questions as you want. whether it's with regards to entrepreneurship, whether it's regard to finance, investment banking, funding, startup related, anything that you feel like you should ask me, you may go ahead and ask me. Any of one of you, would you like to ask me? You can unmute yourself and
Yeah, so I had this question that, in your opinion, what are the key skills that contribute to the success of a women entrepreneur?
see, firstly, a woman should not be always in a victimhood mode that she is a woman. Once she's out of that mode, that we have to stop playing victim. One is that, and you have to believe in yourself truly to move forward. What happens to many women is that when other people around them say things, they break their confidence and they are unable to do a lot of things because either they are dependent on their father, brother, a husband, boyfriend, or somebody around them always. So even in colleges, when I go to give talks, I have seen that one person is protecting the other. So I think when they need to stand for themselves, one, if they have this, I was always this, when I had to start Convanto, before that, I was in this bubble, I can say, wherein, um, you know, I knew that I have to do something, your intuition tells you that you're going to do something big, but it's just that you don't know what, and you feel that you're not meant for something, you're meant for something else, and you are continuous in this bubble, and sometimes people say a lot of things and you try break your confidence, but actually when you shut down everything and you just sit by yourself, you will realize that you have all the skills and talent, and you need to just believe in yourself and make your own decisions. It's very, very important. Women entrepreneurs have come to me, and they are going back and discussing with their husband and then again changing their decision. VC funds, I have seen women on board, but behind the husbands are making decisions. So once they make the decision on their own without depending on anybody else, that decision could make them fail, could make them succeed, but they have to make that decision on their own. That is very, very important. It cannot be dependent on any other source, their decision. So I think that is the skill sets. Other skill set is, that they must have is if you're getting into finance specifically, read a lot on finance, what's happening, because every time things are changing. Sometimes it's in AI, sometimes it's in healthcare. Read the Economic Times regularly, do a lot of reading. Also read some good books of self-help that will help you attract good opportunities and make you more confident and believe in yourself. So I think these are some of the skills that women should always have.
Can you tell me what were the decisions that made a significant impact uh, on your business?
Uh, the main, when I started Convanto, I had come. Now, of course, my daughter is 20 and my son is almost 18. But that time, both my children were really small and they had to go to school. So the decision that I had to make was that this is what, it's my responsibility now. I have to move with this responsibility and I cannot depend on anybody else for anything. So I was never dependent on any of my family members, any of my friends. I did everything on my own. This was the first decision that I took, that I have to do things on my own. The second decision that I took was that, what kind of environment my office will have. My employees, what kind of, so we have 10 employees, and what kind of environment that they'll have. So we are the only organization, we have no 9 to 5 thing. We just tell all our employees, you can come whenever you want and go whenever you want, but you have to finish the task. So there is no this thing 9 to 5, cutting salaries, cutting on holidays, all those things. We provide food to our employees as well, and some girls we provide transportation. So this is what some things that we changed. Other things that we changed was that we have set terms when we pick up a startup or we pick up an investor, and if things are not working out, we also blacklist them. Especially in, like, we are not like, okay, we need to have all kinds of investors. Some investors we have blacklisted as well. So we live on our own terms, essentially. These are some of the decisions that one has to make. And if I see something is, going wrong, I just stand for it and I just make a decision there and there. Whether it's with a startup, whether it's with the VC fund. We had one recently, we had a startup in carbon credits. And, so we as investment bankers, we help them with the entire documentation. We guided them as to how they need to be presented in front of the investor. We got them 10 to 20 meetings with investors. But because they were very low in revenue and they didn't want to take any risks on their own, and the investor wanted them to, progress, show some more progress. Every time any investor said this, they would get upset at us, and they would, with all companies, we have a WhatsApp group, and they would abuse us. So I took a stand there. I went on the Zoom call and I said, you cannot do this, whether it's with my employees or whether with us. You whatever you want to say, you have to say it professionally. We cannot be responsible if an investor is rejecting a deal. We cannot sit in their mind. We can only use our 25 years relationships to put the case across. We cannot strangle any investor. We cannot put hands in any pocket of the investor. We cannot put a gun on the investor's head and say, hey, give us the money. So so sometimes startups expect a lot from us. So that time things do go wrong and we have to make strict decisions. Some other decisions that I have made is that, I have put this automatic message on my WhatsApp because sometimes, especially the male startups, they think they can message you at any time. And you are working 24 hours a day. So you have to put that message that my timings are 10 to 6. So we have restricted that as well. So these are some of the things we have to take care of as women founders. But I think when we take a stand on our own, things do work out in our favor.
Okay, that answers my question. So how do you balance your work life with the that is work-life balance while you are running your own business? So isn't it hectic to manage your family and then your business and your children and everything
Uh,
all together?
it is much easier for me to be an entrepreneur than to be in a job, because I can manage my house, I can manage my office, I can manage everything at my own sweet time. I have a very hectic schedule. People all the time call me for talks, for shoots, for this, for that, and then we have ongoing things going on. But I make sure that after 6 o'clock, I'm spending time with my family. Saturday, Sunday, I'm not working. I spend with my family. I give equal time to my home and to my work. And because I'm the decision maker here, I can always, switch things around my own flexibility and all. And, work life balance is very, very important. We cannot be extremist in anything, whether it's with eating, whether it's with sleeping, whether it's with working, whether it's with studying or reading. anything we do in extreme is going to harm us. So it is better, that we put things into a balanced perspective and work accordingly. Balance is very important. That's why first my message was that do read the book Power of the Subconscious Mind, because it will make you a really balanced and wholesome person. So my day starts at around 6:37, and it ends around 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
Okay, thanks for that. I guess we have another question in the chats.
Yeah. What's the question?
So the question is, what are the things that an investor looks in startup so that the investor can give funds to the startup?
See, an investor does look at the founder's background. If you don't have a properly well maintained LinkedIn, which has all your things listed properly, then the first thing is there you are losing out. You have to have a strong, background. Investors do look at what is your background, your LinkedIn, your website is working or no. This is something basic that you have to work on. Second, your actual capital is not your financial capital, it is your human capital. So, do you have a complementary team that complements each other? Do you have a proper marketing team, a proper operations team, a proper finance team, so that that you need to show to the investor. Second, what is it that you are bringing on the table for the investor? That is very, very important. And whether it is scalable or not. And to have you made even a small amount of revenue, or you have self-funded the venture or taken something from family and friends. These are very, very important things that the investor looks at. Many startups founders, they think that making a pitch deck on their own is better than not getting it done from a professional. So I feel that is really, really wrong, because you have to get your pitch deck done by a professional. They understand global market standards. You need to have a financial model and valuation in place. You need to have a business plan in place. You need to have an investor teaser in place. These are some things that you have to get it done professionally. Other things is that when you receive investments, it is not for buying a car, or it is not for treating cancer and things like that. It's to build up your business. So you cannot use the investors' money for personal use. We've had a few cases. If you think that you cannot manage your money, hire a chief financial officer in your team who will help you manage your money. Again, valuation. If you're quoting a too high valuation, and you're not making enough revenues, you're not quoting something realistic, or asking for a realistic ask, again you'll have a backfall. So these are some of the things investors do look at.
Actually, we have another question. This
Yeah.
asks, what role do mentorship and networking play in your business growth?
See, networking always plays an important role, whether you are in college, whether you are at a job, whether you are selling something. So, like I always said, your actual capital is your human capital. Right now, you are in IIT, you are very lucky. Many people don't get to go into IIT. You can already start working on your network from here. People do have those friends groups and they make startups together. Your alumni is your network, essentially. Um, and apart from this, you need to always keep networking. Supposing you don't have a network, so what are you going to do? You have to start building, going to events where you can network with people, exchange cards, understand what they are doing, introduce yourself. So you have to keep upgrading yourself. Just a second. Yeah. And apart from this, uh, mentoring, so I have done a lot of mentoring to startups. It plays a very key role in helping me reach my message reach to a larger audience. Apart from this, I get a lot of work from LinkedIn on my own. I get a lot of work from referrals. People refer me because they feel that I have done good work. So I actually don't do mentoring and these talks to increase my network. My only goal is to impart the knowledge that I can, and somebody can take something from that and utilize it and build on something, build their own startup and, succeed in life. I see some people raising hands.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Have you faced, ma'am, any challenges as women and entrepreneur? And if yes, how have you overcome them?
Yeah, as women entrepreneurs, we always face a lot of challenges, especially in a country like India, where only now I could say I have seen 60% improvement in how women are taken or accepted. Like there was one situation where Dr. Kiran Bedi had awarded us to be the best financial institution in supporting startups in India. And there were five main investment bankers in the room, out of which one started writing message to me on LinkedIn that, how did you get the award? Come out and fight with me, like that. So that kind of messages I got. Then I went and showed to the organizers. It wasn't that I went and told Kiran Bedi to give me the award, but it was just happened that among all the males, I was the one chosen at that time. There have been times, when I have made a point in a meeting and it is not accepted uh, readily, but that at some point they have found me correct because males do have a certain ego which they feel that how come she has done it, and
Yes.
they get frightened because of that. There's another incident. uh, I was There was a client who has a pet company. They deal with pet health, pet everything, pet washing and pet feeding and all that. And they wanted to give me their fundraising mandate, wherein they had got another investment banker with them, who was their old investment banker who had been looking at this startup since the past 8 months. When I went for the meeting, and he had this glass of wine in his hand, and he said, I have made a research paper on you. So I said, you can make a thesis on me also. I really don't care. Why should we give you the mandate? And I said, why haven't you gotten this company done since the past 8 months? So we do face challenges because the fact that he was holding a glass of wine in his hand and saying, I have made a research paper on you, and his hands were shaking, that he was already scared of who has come, and she's taking away something from me. So that kind of challenges, or how people talk, sometimes we do face that, but then I think one doesn't need to focus on that. What one needs to focus on is on your growth. What you are doing is correct or no. Whether you are sleeping peacefully with your conscious, you have done correct things during the day, you are focusing on your growth. So these are some of the challenges. If I have to pick up my car at this
Yes.
time and go for a meeting and finish a deal, I will not be able to do that. I'm still going to stop work at 6 o'clock. I cannot uh, go just take my car in the evening at 8 o'clock and like a man, just finish up a meeting or a deal and then get back at 10. I cannot do that. So these are some of the challenges. If I was a male, I can just pick up my car any time of the night and just do whatever I want and finish up my meeting and come back. But it usually, doesn't happen. So these are some of the challenges which I still face. But it's not that I'm not able to finish my work or close things. I'm still able to manage within the given hours of the day. Um, so these are some of, if I have to, okay, I do remember I had to go very far away to give a talk at night. And that was like really challenging because I thought, how will I go at night and give a talk? But then I found out that, there are many women also going. So we went together, a group of women, and then I think it was kind of safe. So these are some of the challenges one does face.
Yes.
And like I mentioned earlier, people WhatsApping at wrong hours. Um, you know, that's another challenge that one does face all the time.
Mm. Yes, ma'am. I have one more question.
Sure.
This is from the corporate world that how do you prioritize and set goals for your business?
See, we have to, what is our business? Business, the bread and butter comes from the business. हर एक की
Yes.
एक दुकान होती है, ठीक है? कोई कुछ बेच रहा है, वो उसकी दुकान होती है, राइट? जैसे कि आपने कोई खाने की दुकान होती है, कोई फ्रूट्स की होती है, कोई सब्जी की होती है, कोई ब्यूटी प्रोडक्ट्स की होती है, कोई अलग-अलग जैसे चॉकलेट्स की होती है, वैसे हम सबकी अपनी-अपनी दुकानें हैं। अब हमें कैसे चलानी है, दैट वी हैव टू नो हाउ वी नीड टू what goals we need to set, what are some of the things that we need to achieve by a certain period. हम अपनी दुकान कैसे चलाएंगे वो हमें ही सेट करना होता है. जैसे वी आर वेरी पर्टिकुलर, वी डू चेक हु इज कमिंग
Yes.
to us as a startup, what is their background, who is calling us for talks. We check everything before we go ahead and say a yes to anybody. सो सब जैसे सब अपनी चीज़ें अपना बिजनेस चलाएंगे, तो वैसे मुझे भी चलाना है, तो नेचुरली आई हैव टू पुट सर्टेन थिंग्स इन स्ट्रीमलाइन. जैसे हम बहुत अच्छे पिच डेक्स बनाते हैं, फाइनेंशियल मॉडल्स, वैल्यूएशंस, बिजनेस प्लान्स बनाते हैं, तो उसका हमें बहुत बल्क वर्क आता है फ्रॉम डिफरेंट कंपनीज, बिकॉज वी आर अ ग्लोबली फॉर्मेटेड कंपनी. हम पूरे वर्ल्ड में और पैन इंडिया में भी हमारा काम है.
Yes. Thank you.
So we have received a question on the chat. It says, can you give some tips to create a good team?
See, a good team is created when you are already in college. You will know what happens is that from childhood we are being conditioned. None of us actually at home tell each other, hey, this is your skill. Maybe you should pursue this. When we are at college also, we don't help our friends tell them that, hey, Garima, this is your skill. Maybe you should pursue this skill. Or hey, Harsh, this is your skill. Or hey, Rupak, this is your skill. And this same thing carries forward when we are in corporates. We don't help each other recognize our skills. This is the major thing that we lack. So we will not be able to create a good team. You could be good in marketing, I could be good in finance, somebody else could be good in operations, somebody could be good in content. So we need to make sure that we are picking up people with the right skill set, and they should have patience, perseverance, consistency. If you pick up somebody who is unstable in your team or who just doesn't want to work, then I think you have to remove that person and get another person who has more hunger for working, or has the drive to push the company forward. So it also depends on with which kind of people you move around. You can also get your teams across LinkedIn. You can also post for teams on apps. There are few apps that help with co-founders and teams. You can do that as well. But to get a good team, you need to first understand what are their skills. If you don't understand what is the skills of your peers or people around you, you don't help them point out their skills, then maybe you cannot really, uh, you know, really create a good team. Yes.
So,
Just-
hello.
yeah.
I have a question as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's like whenever we take someone like me, if something happens, like he is quite good in his skills, but he will not give his complete effort. And someone who
Sorry.
will, like, someone is completely like great in his skills, but he is not giving his complete efforts.
Hmm.
And someone who will be giving complete efforts, but is not that skillful.
Hmm.
So sometimes it's quite hard to find a perfect match for a team.
Yes,
So,
I agree.
so what's the stance in it? Like going for the skills or the hardworking capabilities?
See, we need to channelize people's energies. I had one employee who used to work only at night because he had some sleep issue. And now I was calling him to office. He's not coming to office. Okay. And he is doing work at night 10 times better than what he would do in the daytime because his mind is uh, making him do things at night. So I gave him the option of flexible hours and I said, hey, you do whatever you want at night, but this thing has to be given to me. Now, the thing is that you also have to, you can help somebody who is making efforts to improvise their skills if they are weak and who wants to learn, who's enthused in working and putting efforts. But if you see somebody who is skillful and doesn't want to work at all, then you have to identify what's the problem. Like in this case, I identified that this person wants to work at night and has all the skill sets and can do 10, 20 things at night. So I must give him work at night. So I started doing that. I gave him 10 things. In the morning, it would be delivered to me. You have to identify what's the problem. Why is that person not putting in efforts who even has the skills? Whether that person is lacking in confidence, whether is scared of something, there could be various factors, or whether he's underconfident, whether he's having some personal issue. Only when you talk to them, you can identify. So, with each team member, you sit with them. For once a week, you have to sit with your team personally and identify what's going on in their life. Make them comfortable. Talk to them that how you can help. What is it that you can do to help them and push them to grow? This is what I feel. So it's very difficult, it can be challenging. I have faced these situations, but then when you talk out when you talk it out with somebody, you can identify the issues and then accordingly channelize their energy towards the right direction, because ultimately you have to take out work from your team, right? And you can't keep changing teams again and again.
Exactly. The hiring process is also like,
A
of course,
thing
it's a
in
time
two
taking.
months. Yeah, it's a tactic that you must have. But once you get so you can also look at what output you're getting from this person. From which person you're getting the maximum output. If you're not getting output, you can tell them, you're not giving me outputs. So I'm giving you this much time. To get me this much output, then I can continue. Otherwise, I'm sorry, we have to part ways. You have to be firm a little bit. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be high-headed, you just have to be firm and humble and grounded and put across your message.
Surely, thanks a lot, man.
And somebody posted a question, I think.
Yeah, it says how to keep yourself updated about what advancements is taking place in the world.
See, LinkedIn, keep your LinkedIn first of all updated. That is really important. Come to talks like these that will help you, updated with a lot of things. Do a lot of networking in your societies. I believe you guys have societies, those entrepreneurship cells, and do a lot of networking there. Do a lot of reading. Read every night or in the morning, when take out some time to read what's happening. You'll From social media is you can always understand what's happening. Follow pages like Inc 42, Economic Times. If you want to know more about startups, pages like Your Story. These follow a lot of VCs in your circle, so you'll get to know what's happening. And you have to keep yourself updated, because news will always help you keep yourself updated. What is latest in AI? What is latest in Web3? You need to have knowledge of almost everything, because nowadays it's very important to be an all-rounder in everything. You must know this also. You must know Excel also. You must know content also. You must know Insta also.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I think everybody must be sleepy now.
Okay, so maybe we should conclude the session.
Sure, sure.
Do you want to say anything at the end?
No. I just want to wish you a very restful night, and thank you for coming here. If you have any more questions, you please message me on LinkedIn. I'll be able to answer. And feel free to get in touch with me whenever you feel like, or you have any doubts or anything. I'm always there, and thank you so much for inviting me here.
So thank you for an enriching session. Your insights have been invaluable, definitely. As we navigate the exciting landscape of startups, may the knowledge gained today propel each one of us towards success. To our participants, may your entrepreneurial journey be filled with success. Until next time, stay inspired and keep innovating. Thank you so much once again. We should end this meeting now.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. Thank you.
The recording of the meeting.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you. Like, it was great having a
Thank you,
conversation.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.